After almost 40 years as an internist, our next guest decided to devote his life and to his first love, that would be mushrooms. Ladies and gentlemen, here now, the mushroom man, Dr. Bill Freedman. Bill, where are you? Bill, where are you from? What part of the world are you from?
Well, I'm from a place just south of San Francisco.
And is it a rural area? Are you out in the woods? Is it beautiful? Is it hilly?
It's a suburban area.
Do you know Dinty Moore?
Dinty Moore. Once, I ate at his restaurant once.
What started this love of mushrooms that you seem to have?
Well, it all started with a Sierra Club trip into the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Right.
And I had a 5-year-old daughter with us at that time. I have 4 daughters, and she was the youngest. And she was having trouble getting up the mountain, so the leader of the trip taught her how to find little cracks in the soil which she could separate, and she could produce coral mushrooms.
Oh, they would come right out of the ground there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now, are coral mushrooms edible?
Well, the ones we were collecting, he said were edible.
Yeah. Now, you have to be very, very careful, don't you, when picking mushrooms in the wild?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you ever been poisoned by a mushroom?
Just in a mild way, because I ate the skin of a mushroom without peeling it.
I see. And how many people a year die from bad mushrooms? Like thousands, isn't it?
No.
Several thousand people a year die?
No.
I would say probably 100,000 a year die.
Well, if you say so, David.
All right, let's take a look at some mushrooms here. And you tell us what's unique about them, okay, Bill?
Okay, well, first thing I'd like to introduce you to is the slogan of the Mycology Society, yes, Mushroom Society of San Francisco.
All right.
And their slogan is, awaken to a world of wonder at your feet, to which I've added, and between your toes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, my mouth is watering now. All right, let's take a look at the mushrooms,
now,
Dr. Bill.
So along those lines, I would like to introduce you to a mushroom that has a split personality. Uh-huh. This is called schizophyllum because the gills are split. And the reason I'm showing it to you is because this is the one fleshy mushroom in the whole world that has been known to grow on humans.
Is that right?
Normally...
It's a fungus.
Normally, it grows on dead wood in the forest and reduces that. But if human beings get very sick, they get it. Now, the reason why I'm introducing it is because the last case that I've heard about came from England and occurred in between the toes of a young boy.
All right. What's next, Doctor?
Well, here we have common store mushrooms.
Okay. These are the ones you get in the market, huh?
These ones we get in the market. Oh, these are called common store mushrooms. Agaricus. Scientific name, Agaricus bisporus. And if you'd like a bite of one...
No, thanks. I know what they taste like. They're mighty good and good in all kinds of food.
Now, what I'd like
Show us some poison ones.
I'll get to that. I'd like to introduce you to the one that's very similar to that. This is champignon.
Champignon.
That's right. And this is the French one.
All right.
And this one looks very similar to that, although it's different and not quite as good.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that when you go out in the woods, you may find this one.
That one's poisonous.
This one.
That one's deadly poisonous.
If you rub it with your finger like this,
that's right,
it turns yellow.
Is that the death cap mushroom?
No.
Do you have any death cap mushrooms here?
This is xanthoderma, yellow skin.
Right.
And if you cut the base,
turning yellow.
it turns yellow.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
is that edible or not?
That's very, very poisonous. You asked for a poisonous mushroom.
All right. Okay.
This is very, very poisonous. And as you can see, it's very similar to the other one.
So if you're at a salad bar and you see the poisonous mushroom, notify the manager.
Scrape the top with your finger. And if it turns yellow, I hope you can all see that.
Okay, what's this one here?
Now, this one looks very similar to the other, doesn't it? But it has this bulb on the bottom.
Right.
You see that? Yeah. And the others don't. And this one doesn't turn yellow when you touch it. This is one of the world's most poisonous mushrooms.
Wow.
It's Amanita ocreata.
Now, I remember a couple of years ago reading about some mushroom hunters in, I think, Marin County who had gotten a hold of it. Is it the death cap or the angel cap? Which is the deadly poisonous mushroom?
The deadly poisonous mushroom is Amanita phalloides, and you can give it any common name you'd like.
I see. This one was called, I think, one or the other. And these people nearly died. They had to have, like, kidney transplants.
Liver, yes.
Yeah, and also, while they were in, they did the liver.
Well, all I can say is it certainly helped.
Yeah, it does help.
helped.
Yeah, well, as long as you're going in, have them do the liver.
Now, I'd like to show this in New York City because the really important deadly mushroom on the West Coast is Amanita virosa, which is very similar to this. It's the same size, and it's all white. So I'd like to pass the warning along to you.
Okay.
Don't eat all white mushrooms.
All right, don't eat the all white mushrooms.
Okay, now, another mushroom I'd like to show you is this one.
That's a beauty. Now, is that edible?
That's sought for all over the world. This is porcini. This is the mushroom that you buy. This is the mushroom.
You meet the backup singers?
The backup singers are front-up singers. Anyhow,
So porcini mushrooms.
Porcini mushrooms.
All right, now,
Porcini
I'm
means
told to let you
little
know
pig.
when we're nearly at the end because you have something really exciting to show us here.
Yes, I have this mushroom to show you.
Wow. Now, does that grow in North America, this one?
This one grows all over the world in temperate climates. This mushroom is a mushroom of fancy. In fact, this is a
Would this grow in
slightly hallucinating mushroom.
In New York State, this one is?
This one grows all over the temperate world and in New York State.
Really? So you could harvest these in... Are they plentiful?
Yes, they're around pine trees.
And just how goofy would they make you if you ate one?
Well, the major thing that they do, they have something called ibotenic acid in them. And that gives you the same effect as if everybody in the audience can do this. Just press your eyeball down and you see those colors floating around.
We had a group like that one night. Kept doing that all night.
And what this does is this releases those colors.
I see.
So that if you take this, it makes you sick, then you fall asleep, and then when you wake up, you see all these flashing colors in your eyes.
Does it do permanent damage?
No. No one ever died of taking this mushroom, to our knowledge.
And how many of those do you have to eat?
Well, it all depends. 16 grams, maybe all you need.
All right, Bill. It's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being on the show. We'll be right back. Bill Freedman. What are toadstools? Are those mushrooms as well?
Toadstools. Well, it's something that mycologists hardly ever talk about, and I forgot to bring my picture with me, which has a toad on top of a mushroom. That's what we call a toadstool.
Okay, thank you. Nice to see you. We gotta go, folks. We'll be back tomorrow night with all kinds of folks to be on the show as guests.